I'm just happy to have one couple on this show with chemistry, even if it has to be the older people. What is up, fellow Beyond the Gates viewers? Here to give my quick review on today's Filler Friday of the show. Not a lot was accomplished in today's episode. There was some entertainment with Anita and Vernon and Kat and Martin, so I guess I'll start with that. Although I guess I should say that Martin started the episode with trash, where he was just thanking Vanessa for Donnell being such a great escort for Samantha at the cotillion. Although, as I called during the watch along today, I knew when I saw Vanessa on and Joey on, and even though they started the episode separately, they would wind up together to have the same damn conversation per usual. But yeah, Anita and Vernon started this episode together. He had gotten her gifts, and he was really ready to get frisky because of all the trouble they've been through with her cancer. He was ready to get back in the saddle, get her back on the horse. She even said, "Giddy up." They were cracking me up. I thought they were cute. I think they have chemistry. And I know some people might not like the older couple was getting some sexy time, but I didn't mind it. I'm just happy to have one couple on this show with chemistry. Even if it has to be the older people, I am fine with it. Vernon even talking about how he stopped by her favorite lingerie shop. But that's when Kat interrupted and freaked out on what she walked in on. Vernon and Anita laughed when Kat went away, saying, "We'll forget this never ever happened." But then later in the episode, when they were getting even more frisky, taking off clothes and everything, Martin ended up walking in this time when they were trying to get busy. So yeah, both of the Richardson children walking in on the Grands today. Vernon gave Martin a big hint that he wanted Martin to leave so he and Anita could have some alone time. So Martin did. Kat ended up with Chelsea and her big old butterfly earrings to tell her what she walked in on. And then Martin also came to commiserate with Kat about what he saw. These were amusing scenes today. I thought they were at least entertaining. Did the show give us any drama today? Or really this week in general? No. But at least I was amused with this Vernon, Anita, Kat, Martin stuff. One thing I wish we could have saw in this episode too was the younger people, because, Martin and Kat and Chelsea talked about Tyrell and Jessica and how they snuck away after the ball, and how Martin is glad that Tyrell is with someone who is a good person. But the last time we saw, Jessica just wanted to be friends with Tyrell. Still no follow-up to them. They are just not consistent enough with these younger people. How do they expect to pull in a younger audience going into the summer if you're not actually going to be consistent with the characters? So that continues to frustrate me, where Jessica, Tyrell, Samantha are concerned. Maybe more of Chessie to develop her. Let's see. Jacob and Naomi were on today, giving us more aftermath of Derek's death. What annoyed me most about these scenes is how they were acting like they didn't sneak away to fuck every couple of nights, even though Jacob was undercover, and even though he and Naomi were only supposed to text each other for important things. They were always meeting up, seeing each other when Jacob was undercover. So their reunion wasn't a real reunion. Jacob was thankful for Naomi being so brave and how she held him up when he was away. Naomi saying she is not a perfect cop mom. That is his mom who is that. Jacob is saying he doesn't feel any pride or accomplishment, just stuck with feeling that moment when Derek was still alive. We finally saw Jacob crying. I think that the actor had a lot of eye drops put in his eyes, because I don't buy that he could cry on cue. In fact, I know he wasn't crying on cue, because each scene when Jacob was crying, it started with a bunch of tears already streaming down his face. So, yeah. But I'm just glad that we did at least get some emotion out of Jacob so that he can feel some kind of way about Derek's death, because this is who I wish Derek's death was actually revolving around. It should have been Jacob the whole time, not Ashley. Jacob is blaming himself for his best friend's death, and Derek's father's blaming him too. Naomi is saying that she is thankful that their best friend or his best friend or their friend Derek saved Jacob's life, saying that Jacob would have done the same for Derek, which Jacob said he would have. Jacob is just upset that Derek will never find a woman and he was getting better after all of the Ashley mess, which is true. We'll never get to see this show actually give Derek a chance with someone else like they always should have, but we keep having to suffer through Ashley having to be with more people that she doesn't have chemistry with. Jacob said it was the Ashley mess. I would love for Jacob to confront Ashley about her messes. But will we get to see that? No, everyone has to act like poor Ashley. She's the real widow with Derek's death when she didn't like that guy whatsoever. Joey had a conversation with Bill at the beginning of the episode. He needs help with Elon because Elon's throwing shade. Bill was getting shaky again, so Joey was able to throw some shade at Bill. I didn't enjoy these scenes because I don't like how Bill is being written. I really don't. When the show started, Bill should have always been one of the main powerful villains, but they have completely declawed him and made him such a stupid idiot with the Hayley situation. So Joey gets to throw shade at Bill like he gets to throw shade at most people. I'm over it. And speaking of over it, as usual, Vanessa and Joey meet up, as I called what happened at the beginning of this episode. They met up halfway through, where she warns him about what Jacob is thinking, how Jacob thinks Joey might be the Impaler. Joey says that Jacob is barking up the wrong tree. Then we get into this fucking bullshit spiel from Vanessa, who grabs some of Doug's old things that she has to get rid of, that she feels so bad about. This was the show trying to show us, hey, look, Vanessa really does still care that Doug died, and she really does miss Doug. It's bullshit. Vanessa's actions have never matched her words on this show when it comes to Doug. So if they're trying to gain some sympathy for trash, well, they failed because nobody could really buy these scenes. Vanessa also wants to sell the house because she feels like she lives alone with Doug's ghost. I don't know if that's a reference to Deanna seeing Doug's ghost. Who knows? Anyway, at the end, Joey got a call from that the Impaler wants to meet him. So maybe Randy does know the Impaler. Could it mean the Impaler's the net? That might be something that gets a little more pep in my step. But we'll see. I don't think we'll be seeing the Impaler next week, judging by the preview. They'll still be stretching that out. But Joey will probably be one of the first people to know who the Impaler really is, since he knows most information on this show, even though he does jack shit with it. And speaking of jack shit in scenes, Leslie and Hayley met up in a scene that meant jack shit per usual. We've seen this scene multiple times where Leslie tries to get Hayley to team up. They can work together. They can do some damage together. Right off the bat, Hayley says it's a no again. So that kind of meant from jump that these scenes were going to be a waste of time. But Leslie was still trying to get on Hayley's good side, saying they should have a mani-pedi, saying that she recognizes Hayley's game. It's just that Hayley hasn't got caught yet. She's playing the long game. Hayley did insinuate that Leslie is crazy, which we know always offends Leslie when someone implies that. They basically spent a lot of this time together just taking little digs at each other. But yeah, I don't feel like it went anywhere. Hayley mentioned that Leslie needs to get a man of her own so she can mind her own business, basically stay out of Hayley's business. That's not the first character to tell Leslie this. Like, other characters on the show can recognize that Leslie has no point to her entire character. She just goes around annoying people, being in everyone's business. But like, what even is that as a character? What is her motivation? We still don't know that anymore. But yeah, Hayley learned that Leslie's dating Marcel and they took digs at each other. That's all these scenes were. Led to nothing. Bill ended up interrupting them. Leslie told Bill that she is not scared of him. He can't tell her to go anywhere ever again, but she'll go somewhere for his wife's sake. So Leslie left. Hayley tried to tell Bill, let's not let that woman, Leslie, ruin your day, but Bill said that his night was ruined before he came here. They then discussed Bill's shakes, So I guess we are going back into Bill having a shaky hand, just like before his stroke last year. Does that mean Hayley's poison is finally going to take some kind of effect? With this show, maybe in 3 4 more months. But yeah, that was today's Filler Friday. Really a filler week overall. I mean, we had to say goodbye to Derek, but they spent a lot of time on that and too much time on Ashley doing that. And frankly, judging by next week's preview, it doesn't look like we're going to have this really, really good week. Looks like it's going to be a lot of talking still and a lot of no action. So, yay for us. But I'll be back on Sunday to give some kind of preview. I haven't read any spoilers for next week. Maybe that will excite me more than the preview did. But yeah, I'll be back Sunday for that.